to the Nairobi Central Business District right now, where we are taking a look at the state of affairs, especially in downtown Nairobi. As you can see, some of the businesses are currently closed, affected, as they anticipated the Nane Nane protest to take full steam today in Nairobi's Central Business District. I understand my colleague Jeff Mogire is coming to us live from Nairobi Capital CBD. Let's get an update from him. Mogire, a very good morning to you. We're just looking at the live pictures from Nairobi. Most businesses seem to be closed. We can barely see any crowds gathering in terms of protests. Kindly give us a status update in terms of the security situation. There are many police officers. How heavy is the police presence? And equally, are there protesters gathering in the Central Business District? Mogire.
Well, thank you, Jesse. It's a crazy morning, very cloudy, gloomy, but we've seen police officers lob tear gas just on the other side of Nairobi, along Ambassador Stage, National Archives. Police officers have lobbed a tear gas on the other side here, and people had to run away, and some of them have returned back. And we've heard them also lob tear gas on the other street, just behind the National Archives. So this is the epicenter. This is Moi Avenue, the epicenter of these protests. Now the Nane Nane protesters are expected to be here, and businesses along the streets have closed down, even as we wait to see how many people are going to turn out today. Are they going to come out in the numbers just like they have done before? Or this is going to be another Thursday which people really don't turn up in the numbers? The protesters have made their call clear to the government on what exactly they want done, but this has brought things to a standstill in Nairobi CBD. And we have seen police officers in their numbers. I've never seen them in the numbers like I've seen them today. There are very many. Every corner you turn, you can't miss to see a group of 6 to 7 police officers together, some in the lorries, some in the Land Cruiser, like this one here, coming just from the other side of Kencom House. So they're here in the numbers and trying to ensure that the protesters don't gather, especially at the epicenter, which is Moi Avenue, but they will, because they have done so. They were dispersed, they disappeared, and they will be back. This is an ambulance from the Kenya Red Cross going around to see if they can really see anybody who has been injured in this protest today. So police officers have been deployed massively in the CBD. They really want to ensure that nobody comes here. But even so many roads headed to the State House have been blocked like usual. And this is the Ambassador Stage. You see, there are no vehicles there to carry people or to ferry people going to their homes or to work, because there was a tear gas canister lobbed there and people scampered for safety. Some are coming back, but this area has been closed. The lorries which are coming here, like this one which is coming here, is not allowed to enter. It has to go straight and leave the CBD. Clearly what the police are doing to ensure that the people coming to the CBD are not protesters, but even though those are the means of transport they will use to access the CBD. The reason that's why we are here, we've had 2 weeks of rest, and we have not seen protesters in the streets of Nairobi, because they have given the government time to see if they can respond to exactly what they were supposed to respond to. But they have not responded, and it seems that the government is not listening to these young people. And for them, they say they want the entire regime, the entire political establishment gone. They don't want to see them in offices, and they want to ensure that they are gone. Allow me to engage one young man here, Gen Z, to tell me what exactly is he doing here. He's in his suit, by the way. You can't even think he's a protester. This is how smart these guys are. Anyway, how are you? What's your name and why are you here?
My name is James Mulamba. I am a youth leader, a political activist, and I've actually done this for close to 10 years. I was among the first people to warn Kenyans against Ruto and Uhuru. I was opposed to Uhuru and I was opposed to Ruto. Doesn't make a difference that Ruto is the president now. He is still the same person who was the deputy president. He's still the same person who was implicated in the ICC case. He's still the same tribal person we know. He's still the corrupt person we know. And he stands for favoritism, he stands for cronyism, and we should never have given him a chance to lead this country. I have been opposed to him and I'm still opposed to him. And I feel this is a dream come true for Kenyans, that we have realized this, that we've opened our eyes and we've understood that we should have better governance and that we deserve better as a country, and that we the citizens have the power to demand for better governance, because better can come. Before Obama became president and before Abraham Lincoln became president in in America, most did not believe that it was possible to have a black person as a president. Before Abraham Lincoln became president, most Americans did not believe that slavery could come to an end. And so we are saying that it is possible to have better governance that is not led by William Ruto.
As young people, apart from corruption, why would you demand the entire political establishment to go home? Why do you want them gone?
Oh, you had said I'm smartly dressed. It's because, well, Kasmuel has really made a name for himself with suits, but I don't really wear suits every day. I actually come to protest on normal, I would say casual clothes. But today I was in a morning show with EBN TV, so I had to be smartly dressed for that. So I'm just coming off from the show and I couldn't head home because I understood we have an historic moment here and we have a moment to redeem this country, and I would not let that opportunity pass me. I have been part of the protest from the first to the last, and I actually think this protest should have come sooner. And we need the system gone because the president is in charge of the system. Kenya is a company, just as Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, has put it. And we have shareholders in this government. And they think that they are the shareholders because they financed government. They forget that we are the shareholders as the citizens. And we want them gone because they represent corruption, they represent graft, they represent tribalism, they represent cronyism, and we do not want that.
I've seen police officers here use tear gas canisters to scare away protesters to go away, to go back home. Some of them are there in the numbers, like those are police officers on horses there. They are here in the numbers just behind you. They're trying to push people to go home, to stay home, not to come to the streets. Is that going to scare you away from coming to the streets again?
I should say, I do not understand why the Kenyan police insists on being brutal and using excessive force on peaceful protesters almost every other time that we exercise our constitutional right to picket. Because this has not started today. This has the Azimio people, I should say, the ODM party led by Raila Odinga, and everyone who believes in Raila Odinga have hit the streets for years. They have been met with the same force that we are being met with today. We should actually have an hashtag and actually possibly a month or a week protesting against the police brutality we have in this country, like Nigeria did it. We have a police force, I should say, because it's not actually a service as many would think, that meets peaceful protesters with excessive force and brutality almost every time people hit the streets, even when they are peaceful. This is not going to deter us because we have our eyes set on the prize, and the prize is good governance. This is not an anti-government protest. We want government. We understand that anarchy is worse than not having a government at all. A bad government is better than anarchy. So we do not want anarchy as the president has proposed before, because he's disinforming and misinforming the public to set them against us. We want good governance and we want to get it constitutionally. So we are pushing the president to resign today.
Thank you so much, and all the best. I wish you all the best in your cause. Should you succeed, so be it. So these are police officers here along Kencom stage and the ambassador here. There's another lorry on this side here of police officers. A few of them inside, some have alighted already. So this is the situation. This is the scenario that we are having here, and we're waiting to see how it unfolds, because clearly there's a court order barring police officers from using tear gas and to disperse people. But that has been ignored, and massively we have seen police officers here walking around. I wonder why they're walking around with rungos, because they're police officers. They should be having probably guns and in one way or the other trying to disperse people. So you've seen unrests like the one that we are experiencing in Kenya right now. In other countries, in the UK and other countries, We've not seen people die, but people have died. So far in Kenya, we've lost 60 people since the protests began. We don't know how many are going to lose and how police are going to stand on the ground today. Are they going to restrain today, not to use so much force to disperse protesters today, or the same story continues? So Jesse, we are here to watch history unfold. We are here to watch how today goes. And we'll be giving our viewers update on what exactly happens in the streets of Nairobi and if the government is going to listen to Gen Zs or the young protesters or not.
All right, Jeff Mogire, thanks for that update coming to us live from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, specifically the Central Business District, where we've just taken a look at the state of affairs within the capital. So far, so good in terms of no mammoth crowds that are gathering within the Central Business District. Of course, business has been affected, including transportation services by public service vehicles. As you can see, empty buses, some been told not to go to that particular stage. I think that's Ambassador stage right there in Nairobi Central Business District, but heavy contingent of police officers present within Nairobi streets, of course, trying to quell some of the scenes that have been witnessed during the previous protest. But remember, the acting Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli, just yesterday said that police will respect a court order that barred them from using excessive force, water cannons, and rubber bullets. But he equally warned that protected areas such as the airports, the state houses, and lodges remain a no-go zone for protesters. Equally, it's proper to note that where your right ends is where someone else's begins. We're talking about Article 37 of the Constitution, where everybody has that right to peaceably and unarmedly to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and present petitions to public authorities. But remember, the freedom to exercise one's rights ends at the point at which the exercise of that right harms another. So it is the responsibility of the protesters to do it peacefully, not to affect businesses, not to loot. And the acting Inspector General, Masengeli, mentioned that they have intel that criminal elements were planning to infiltrate the protests today, the Nane Nane protest, perhaps explaining why there's heavy security presence within Nairobi Central Business District. But so far, so good. Most businesses have been affected, of course, as they speculate in terms of the peaceful nature of this protest, but heavy security presence even as Kenyans go about their day-to-day business. We'll definitely keep you updated in terms of what exactly is happening, not just within Nairobi's Central Business District, but across major towns in the country. That's the latest to do with the Nane Nane protest. But remember, just yesterday, we had from, 47 civil society organizations that pledged to join forces with young people for the Nane Nane demonstrations. But so far, so good. Empty streets are characterizing Nairobi Central Business District. Most businesses seem to be affected, remain closed as they speculate, wouldn't want to be caught in the crossfire in terms of the running battles between police and the protesters. But that's the latest from Nairobi. Allow me to take a